Hello grade 8s, welcome to Cityscape tutorial number 9, Skyscrapers in the background. So before we move on, I just want you to make sure that you have completed all the work on the buildings on your two streets. That includes the windows and doors on the first floor and any signs or windows or display boards on the second story as well. Okay, now the reason why we left the skyline kind of open is we wanted to add some skyscrapers in the background. Now to do that, we follow the same rules that we've always used in this project. So I'm going to start with the line segment tool, and I'm going to draw a skyscraper maybe over this building right here. So what we don't want to have is we don't want to have a vertical line up where there is another vertical line. So we've got a vertical line here and a vertical line here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of stagger it so that it's not lined up over a vertical line. I'm going to hold the shift key and I'm going to go straight up. Now I don't want to go too high because these buildings are supposed to be way in the background. So if you create the building really, really high, it just, in terms of perspective, it just makes that building look unrealistically high. All right, from the top of that building, we'll draw our linking lines to both vanishing points. Now we don't want to make the building too thick. So again, I want to have a vertical line that's not lined up with another vertical line. So how about right here? Go up, hold the shift key, and then it doesn't have to be the same distance. So how about right here? Don't forget to trace the top of the building and the top of this building. I'm going to switch tools and deselect, and then I'm going to hide the two linking lines. So I've drawn my first skyscraper in the background. Alright, so in order to create the floors, I have to decide how high each floor is going to be, or in other words, the height of each floor. So if the height of each floor is quite large, then the building looks like it's very close to us. Whereas if I make the height of the building quite small, the building looks like it's quite far from us, the opposite. So I'm going to just see how this looks. So I'm going to draw a linking line to the vanishing point and on the other side. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for this height. Does it look to scale to the rest of the picture? I think that looks okay. So now what I want to do is I want to keep that consistent height for each floor. So about there. And then about here. And I'm not going to have any room to draw any other floors. Now, how many floors you show is completely up to you and completely up to how you've drawn that building. Okay, so let's go in and trace. Trace these floors. This floor only goes to here. All right, let's switch tools. And if I want to hide more than one line at a time, I can just drag a box so that I touch all of those lines. And I'll do Control H. And for this one, I'll have to click on them individually. Okay. Now, you can go ahead and you can add vertical lines as well. You can have an in-between line. So for example, I'll just show you a technique. I'll draw a line that cuts the floor into two. But then what I can do is I can make that line a thin line. So I can add a little bit of variety. So if I go to the display menu and I go to line style, again, you have all these options for your line. So I can make it a thin line. You can make all these lines a thin line. Okay, so just to kind of combine your techniques so that you're not drawing the same thing over and over again. So I'll go and draw another one. But again, you can draw 3 or 4 or 5. Don't draw too many that it dominates your entire cityscape. Remember, we want to kind of focus on the ground level because that's where most of the details are. Because in real life, the ground level is closest to where our eye is. Okay, so if I draw another one maybe closer to the center here, go straight up. I'll go back to the medium line width, and again link it to the right and left vanishing points, and then I'll decide the width, trace the top, and I'll hide these 2 lines. Now you can even layer your skyscrapers. For example, I could have put another skyscraper behind this skyscraper using the same kind of technique. So I would go from here, and again, I wouldn't make it too much taller. And then I would link down here. And because I want to give the effect that this building is even farther in the distance, I don't want to make it too thick. So how about I go to here? And I'll make this very skinny. I don't have a lot of room here. This is probably not the best spot to put it, but I just wanted to show you this layering effect where we have one skyscraper behind the other. And then I can go in and add my window and floor details and just make them all a little bit different. Okay? Make sure you're saving as you go along. So you get the idea. So I want you to draw as many skyscrapers as you want. Again, don't draw 10. Maybe keep it in the neighborhood of 3 or 4 or 5, even up to 6 I think would be fine. Okay, we'll see you. The project is almost done, so we'll see you in the next tutorial. Okay, bye.